Welcome to another SkyDemon tutorial video. Today we're going to cover some of SkyDemon's weather functionality, specifically METAR, TAF and SIGMET. SkyDemon can get METAR and TAF bulletins for any airfield in Europe that issues them. That's a lot of data, so normally you'll see SkyDemon subscribe to airfields within a few dozen miles of your planned route. Let's try it. We'll plan a direct route from Bournemouth to Wellesbourne. Now pull open the weather briefing tab on the right hand side of the screen. You'll immediately see all the latest METAR and TAF for airfields near our route. METAR have green headers and TAF have blue headers. They've been decoded so you don't need to interpret them. All the usual items like wind, temperature, pressure and visibility are clearly and consistently divided out to make it easier to take them in. If you prefer to read the bulletins in their raw state, open the settings menu and untick the decode option. Personally, I find them easier to interpret when decoded, so I'll turn it back on again. I mentioned before that SkyDemon has subscribed to weather bulletins for all these airfields. That means that as soon as a new bulletin is issued, it's sent straight through to your SkyDemon and will be updated in that list. What if you want to subscribe to another airfield that isn't near your route? Open the weather menu and choose Get Weather for Airfield. We'll put Heathrow in here. After a second, the weather for Heathrow will be available in the list. Let's close the weather tab for the time being. You may have noticed when we planned our route that little coloured circles appeared over airfields with weather bulletins, and in fact these coloured circles were shown in the weather briefing too. These indicate whether conditions are good, bad or marginal. Obviously everybody has their own idea of what weather is comfortable to fly in, so in order to make these indicators work for you, you may want to check the settings. From the setup menu, choose Planning Options and scroll down to Good VFR Minima. That's where you set the cloud base and visibility you consider to be good weather. Just underneath that is Marginal VFR Minima. That's where you set the cloud base and visibility you would just about consider flying in. Obviously, anything less than marginal is considered bad. Let's go back to the main map. So, now that we know what the conditions indicators are, we can see that the conditions are good at Brize Norton and bad at Fairford. That's useful to know, but if the conditions are varied, you might want to get a wider picture of conditions across the country. Open the weather menu and choose Get Weather for Chart, then the country of your choice. SkyDemon will quickly obtain the latest METAR and TAF bulletins for the whole country, and after zooming out, show you a broad picture of conditions. As we can see, today, conditions are excellent in the UK, with only a few places with bad weather. Let's go back to the route we have planned and look at the virtual radar. You might have noticed some clouds appear here. SkyDemon graphically depicts many aspects of the METAR and TAF from airfields you're passing, again to help give you a picture of what's out there. You'll see clouds at the exact level they're mentioned in bulletins, producing rain or snow where necessary, and certain other weather phenomena, such as the mist here at Fairford. As always, whether it's the conditions indicators on the main map or the depictions in virtual radar, hold your finger down for a second and you'll get the What's Here menu, where you can read the detail in the METAR or TAF being visualised. Let's clear our route now. Right back at the beginning of these tutorials we set up the Home button. As well as taking you back on the map to wherever you call home, it also subscribes to the METAR and TAF for all the airfields in your part of the country. This means when you press home, you'll see the weather conditions around you, so you can start thinking about where you'd like to fly to. Finally in this video we'll talk about SIGMET. SIGMET means significant weather, and they're special bulletins issued for entire FIR when there is widespread severe turbulence, thunderstorms, that sort of thing. Let's plan a little flight in Croatia, because I happen to know there's some significant weather there today. Now open the Weather tab, and you can see at the top there's a SIGMET, conspicuous with its orange header. You'll need to read the text of each one to determine what region is actually being warned about, and whether they apply to your potential flight. It's not unusual to go for a long time without seeing a SIGMET bulletin, but when you do, you'll want to pay close attention to them. That's it for this video. Try planning routes anywhere in Europe and watch Skydemon subscribe to all the relevant METAR and TAF for you. See if you can find a SIGMET. In part 2 we'll talk more about Skydemon's weather capabilities, including GA forecasts, wind forecasts, rainfall data and animations.